as we're sitting here in the present moment, there are a lot of things we could focus on. You could focus on the sound of the crickets. You could focus on the sound of the bombing practice off there to the west, the temperature of the air, all kinds of things. The question is, which thing are you going to focus on that's going to get the best results for the mind? And this is where the breath comes in. It's something that's here. It's something here all the time, coming in, going out, or still, giving us our sense of the body. It's a place where we can settle, and we can stay in touch with it all times if we're mindful. It's important to understand what mindfulness is. It's keeping something in mind. The word sati is related to the verb sarati, which means to remember. So you focus your perceptions on one particular thing, and then you keep reminding yourself to stay there. This is how concentration is developed. But it's not just a memory. For the concentration to be as part of the path, it has to be alert as well. We're not trying to put ourselves into a trance. We simply want to stay focused on an aspect of the present moment that's going to be helpful, and to watch it. The mindfulness is what keeps us at that present sensation or that present occurrence. And the alertness is what allows us to see what's going on. And then the third quality we add is persistence, ardency. Keep with it. No matter how loud the bombs are going to get, or persistent the crickets or whatever, you're not going to go there. You know they're there, you're not going to deny that they're there, but you just know that's not a place to go. Just going to keep tabs on this one thing, the breath coming in, going out. If you prefer a meditation word, you can stay with Bhutto. If you want, you can focus on the parts of the body, like the bones, the skin, your liver. Anything that keeps you grounded here in the present moment in a way that helps mindfulness and alertness to grow, to develop. It's this sticking with these qualities that's going to help them grow. Or it's that element of persistence. The ardency of the persistence means that if you notice yourself wandering off, you bring the mind right back. Wanders off again, bring it back again. You don't give up, you don't get discouraged. While you're with the breath, ardency means that you try to be as sensitive as possible to the breathing. And as John Lee says, that when you're ardent in being mindful and alert like this, mindfulness and alertness change into the factors of jhana. Steady concentration. We often hear that mindfulness practice and concentration practice are two different things, but the Buddha never taught that way. He says right mindfulness leads naturally to right concentration. In all of the descriptions of the path, like the Noble Eightfold Path, the 5 faculties, 7 factors of awakening, right mindfulness always precedes right concentration. So don't think of them as separate practices, think of them as qualities of the mind that you work at that help each other along. Because once concentration gets more solid, your mindfulness gets a lot clearer. So mindfulness will turn into directed thought as it shades into the steadiness of concentration. The word jhana is related to a verb jayati, which is a homonym for a verb to burn. But it burns in a steady way, like the flame of this candle in front of the room. Pali has different verbs for the word to burn. There's the burning of an ordinary fire that flickers and flames. But then there's jayati, which describes the burning of an oil lamp. Steady. So steady you can read by it. And that's the whole purpose of getting the mind to stay steadily here in the present moment, so you can read what's going on in the mind. In the beginning, that the steadiness requires some protection, just like the candle here. If there's the wind outside started to flare up more than it is right now, we'd have to put a glass globe around the candle so the flame would stay steady. That glass globe is directed thought and evaluation. Keep reminding yourself to come back. Stay with the breath, stay with the breath, stay with the breath. consistently. And then evaluation looks at the breath. Is this a comfortable place to stay? What do you need to adjust? Do you need to change the place you're focusing? Do you need to adjust the breath? Do you need to adjust some of the concepts in your mind about what you're doing? If the breath is too subtle to follow, can you just stay with the sense of the body sitting here? There's lots of things to evaluate. This is where the element of discernment comes into the practice, the element of insight. Again, we often hear that jhana practice is a tranquility practice and insight is something else. And again, the Buddha didn't divide things up that way. He said you need tranquility and insight in order to get the mind to become steady like this. The insight lies in understanding what problems you have to face and how you can get around them. And the tranquility is the element of steady, calm, watching things. And so you use this sense of directed thought and evaluation to protect what you've got. And as a sense of ease develops, a sense of feeling comfortable in the present moment develops. Okay, you've got to protect that even more. Stick with it. Work at whatever way you need to maintain